Folks, if you're looking for it, I had somebody text me and say, or send me a message, I forget, and say, I can't find the time of the webinar on this. If you'll go to the Secretary of State's website, oh, by the way, I am BKP. You're watching FYNTV.com. You're watching BKP Politics. Okay, so on FYNTV.com. If you go to the Georgia Secretary of State's website and you go to press release or press, yes, press release or press, you will find State Election Board invites Dominion Voting Systems to discuss 2020 statewide voting system implementation. And that is today, February 24th. And it just says Wednesday via webinar. It does not have a time. I do not have the time on here. Okay. So anyhow, that being said, quick note, number 53. David has opted out. Perdue opts out of 2020 Senate race. David Perdue has opted out. I don't know why. I don't know why he's opted out. Maybe Trump has another candidate in mind in Georgia. Okay. Yes. Whether you like it or not, they probably need to get the Trump approval. You may think, you may say, if I want to run for Senate, I got to ask Donald Trump. I'm not saying you got to ask, but would probably be good to know that Trump is going to support you in your efforts. Now, I'll just say two things or three things, okay? Because you know me, if I say I'm going to say two, I'll end up with the third one. But Perdue is out. He probably, there's a couple things. One, maybe he did not get Trump's support. But when Perdue announced he was running for Senate or opening the door, a possible run for Senate last week, he didn't get, it wasn't a real warm reception. It was very lukewarm. Let me say lukewarm was the reception he got. So he is out. Who does that leave in Georgia? Will Doug Collins? I know all the speculation. I don't know. So we're still waiting to see. I said a while ago, we've got till April 1st. We got one more month. I'm not saying it'll be an entire month, but we got basically one more month before the Georgia State legislative session ends. And that may be when we start hearing the announcements of who's going to run for Secretary of State in the Republican side, especially who's going to run for lieutenant governor, and Senate. There should be primary challenges on all levels. Now, we will get into SB 2. Let me go here. Give me number 1. We will get into SB 241, the omnibus election bill, in the second hour. Okay. We will talk about that. Now, I have an interesting point. Did I call for number 1? Sometimes I get to talking and don't know if I've called for a number or not. I have an interesting point on drop boxes and an interesting point on grant money and drop boxes. That being said, so let's look at, I know yesterday everybody's looking at the Capitol, the attack on the Capitol. That's what the media wants you to see. All right. But let's go to this one here. I love this one. Give me number 20. Okay. And let me find really quickly, is this the guy here? Where is he at? Mike Lindell, happy Dominion is suing him. And so This is Adam Kinzinger, right? Is that his name? Kinzinger? This is Adam Kinzinger. Adam has been out there flapping his gums. He is a congressman from Illinois. Illinois congressman. Is he six-term congressman from the 11th Congressional District of Illinois. 6 terms. And he's been out there flapping his gums. He has started a new group. He put out a video, Republicans must stop the lie, the big lie. We can't tell the big lie any longer. Adam has all the support like Liz Cheney. He has Liz Cheney's support. He voted for Trump's impeachment. He is a fan favorite over at MSNBC. So we're going to give this young lady, because we're always talking about, give me number 19. He has an opponent there in the District of Illinois. He has a congressional opponent. Number 19, Adam does. And he has Catalina, okay? This is Catalina. Fake Republican Adam Kinzinger won't put America first. I will. That's why I'm challenging for his seat in Congress. So I like her video. And this is a glimpse into what kind of candidates and what platform we're looking for in 2022 in the Republican primary. These are the kind of candidates we're looking for to go up against these lukewarm, weak-kneed, lily-livered Republicans. Let's play her video. Let's give her 3 minutes on this show.
I'm a firm believer in the American motto, united we stand, divided we fall. And we need to be united now more than ever. I never thought I'd primary a fellow Republican, but is Congressman Adam Kinzinger really a Republican anymore? He isn't, and we have the proof. The reality is a majority of our party is united around the America First movement. My name is Catalina Lauf, and this is Adam Kinzinger, a weak-kneed establishment Republican who cares more about his next MSNBC appearance than the voters who elected him. Not grounded in our home of Illinois. He looks for fame instead of remembering who he works for and the voters who elected him. This is a reality for Adam. 1 out of every 3 votes he casts in Congress is with Nancy Pelosi. Instead of focusing on what really matters, instead of being in our fight, Adam betrayed his constituents for a life in the DC swamp. Kinzinger is one of 10 Republicans who voted with Democrats to move forward with a phony impeachment hoax for a president who has already left office. He said impeachment was necessary to save America. What? You know what I think is necessary to save America, Adam? Setting term limits to get people like you and the rest of your friends out. 6 terms in Congress is enough. During a time when the division in America is already out of control, people like Adam Kinzinger further fan flames by dividing our party. Social media censorship, election integrity, freedom of speech, gun rights, illegal immigration, keeping the economy going. These are issues regular Americans like you and I care about in our country right now. Weak Republicans are the reason why the Democratic Party is turning our country into their socialist utopia right before our eyes, and they're getting away with it. I'm here to draw a hard line. No more voting for politicians who neglect we the people after they move to Washington to play with the big guys. I know where I came from. I'm the daughter of a legal immigrant who moved to Illinois to pursue the American dream and a small business owner. That's why I love this country, and it's why I'm not afraid to fight for it. It gave my family opportunity, and I want to make sure your children and your grandchildren have a shot at the American dream too. That's why we must preserve what makes America great. I'm Catalina Lauf, and I'm challenging Adam Kinzinger for his seat in Congress because I care about America's future. I care about the future of the Republican Party, our values of free enterprise, our God-given individual liberties, and law and order. It's our party now, it's our movement, and it's America first.
Catalina for Congress. Yes. That was a pretty good commercial. I like that. 3 minutes. I gave it 3 minutes on the show. Weak need establishment Republican. Okay. Weak need establishment Republicans. Number 27. We are going to check in later this week with our friend Joey Corrente out in Wyoming, Carbon County, Wyoming, find out what he thinks and Wyoming thinks of Liz Cheney's latest calls on the GOP not to be the party of white supremacy. Yes, white supremacy. Number 27, and then number 30, also there. Number 30, another one of Liz here. Oh, I'm looking at this screen. I am sorry. It changes over here. Sorry. Boom. Yes, Liz Cheney, the calls not to be the party of white supremacy. Now, I have been watching Joe Biden's appointments, his appointments to his cabinet. HHS Secretary, Health and Human Services. This is the time when they finish us off and take over national take over our health care. It comes right through this department. And with that, our children come with it. Okay. Our children come with it. So there's two things. This is, give me number 22. And yesterday, they want to talk about January 6th. And some guy with a Trump hat attacking the Capitol, and they were in fear for their life. Okay, but they are hiding, and the media is hiding the real confirmation hearings of the people out there. Remember Kathleen Sebelius? Kathleen Sebelius was for Obama HHS secretary, right? That got all the power in Obamacare, help implement Obamacare, Kathleen Sebelius. And at that time, Kansas, she's former governor of Kansas, was considered very what? Moderate. She was very moderate. Shouldn't have been a lot of fear. Governor of Kansas, the people of Kansas elected her, so she couldn't be too far to the left. Kathleen Sebelius brought us the HHS secretary, implemented with all the power Obamacare. So we've gone all the way to the left coast and Becerra here. Okay. Biden health secretary pick Becerra faces contentious Senate hearings yesterday. Now, I normally do not bring up, okay. I normally do not bring up Mitt Romney in a positive way. So it's not that this is positive, but Romney did ask this question of Becerra yesterday concerning abortion, and I would like to play it. So play it. I think I have it set at a time. I think
there's a division in our country with regards to the issue of abortion, of course, as you know, and mainstream Republicans or Democrats disagree. But most people agree that partial birth abortion is awful. You voted against a ban on partial birth abortion. Why?
So, Senator, here, I understand that people have different deeply held beliefs on this issue, and I respect that. I have worked, as I've mentioned, for decades trying to protect the health of men and women, young and old. And as Attorney General, my job has been to follow the law and make sure others are following the law. And I'm also sitting in front of a high-risk OBGYN who, for several decades, had the work of protecting the health of women and a future baby. And so I will tell you that when I come to these issues, I understand that we may not always agree on where to go, but I think we can find some common ground on these issues because everyone wants to make sure that if you have an opportunity, you're going to live a healthy life. And I will tell you that I hope to be able to work with you and others to reach that common ground on so many different issues?
I think we can reach common ground on many issues, but on partial birth abortion, it sounds like we're not going to reach common ground there. Let me turn to Medicare. You want to expand Medicare, as the president does. Our current Medicare program is on track to go bankrupt. The Trust Act is going to be completely insolvent. How are we going to expand something that's already on the track to go bankrupt? What's the answer? And this is obviously of great concern with regards not just to Medicare, but Medicare is the biggest one. It's the largest portion of our federal spending that's growing much faster than the economy, and which has the potential to sink our economic standing.
So I believe all of us will agree that our Medicare beneficiaries, seniors who paid into the system for so many years, should not be the ones who suffer when it comes to
Totally agree. No one on either side of the aisle thinks that people who've retired or are near retirement ought to see any change in the program that would affect the quality of care they receive or the benefits. No question.
I appreciate you saying that. So really that means we're on track we have consensus that we have to find the solutions. And here's where I'll tell you that one of the things that President Biden has proposed is to allow Americans to essentially buy into what is considered Medicare at an earlier age. But rather than use the current Medicare system, which, as you mentioned, involves a trust fund, he would try to bring some revenue in from the general fund so that we're not impacting the trust fund. And so there are ways to do this.
Well, we do spend a lot of money from the general fund now.
We do. Yes, we do. But as we said, the priority should be to make sure Americans have good quality health care at their avail.
I think we pointed out that we've got a problem here, which is if it's already running a huge red ink program, expanding it is not going to make things easier. We're going to have to find some way to make this work, and I don't know that the administration has determined what that might be. My last brief question is this, which is that California has a lot going for it. The sun, the high-tech sector, great universities, but it's also known for high taxes and high regulation. Businesses have been leaving California. My state is a great beneficiary of that. Republicans say, watch out, if the Democrats get in charge, they'll make the whole country like California. Is that true? Is California working, or is California making a mess of things?
But first, let me tell you, thank you for applauding many of the things that California does. But Californians recognize that we're one of 50 states. I will say this, we may be one of 50 states, but we're the 5th economic power in the world. And we create more jobs.
Well, you're big.
Yeah, we are. But there are a whole bunch of big countries that can't do what California does. And what we've been successful is in graduating more people from college than anyone else, having the #1 industry in high tech. At the same time, we're #1 in ag. We're #1 in manufacturing, if you believe that, just as we're #1 in entertainment and tourism. We have been able to bring innovators to the state. But you're right. We have to face a lot of challenges as well. And I think California recognize that we are fortunate to be part of this great country we call America. And so I thank you for giving me a chance to boast about my.
Ready to turn California, ready to turn the US of A into California. Yes. Now, I understand you probably got very upset having to watch Mitt Romney. Okay, I understand that. The question is the question. I don't care who asked the question. If those questions would have come from a Democrat, I would have played them. The point I'm making, put up Becerra again. Let me see what number that was, Emily. I had him there. Thank you, Emily, very much. First of all, partial birth abortion, murder is not health care. Let's be clear, okay? Never answered the question. Murder is not health care, okay? You don't find common ground on partial birth abortion, okay? The Democrats are ready to go the distance to, what is it called, infanticide? The baby is born and then the decision is made. So this guy has no problem with that. He doesn't have any problem with that. Kamala Harris has no problem with that. And stop letting them tell you Joe Biden is a devout Catholic and a very religious man. Okay, Joe, then why are you okay with murdering children? And that's just all there is to it. No matter where you stand on abortion, let me say it like this, because Some people can't take that. Maybe some of you are pro-choice. No matter where you stand on abortion, okay, partial birth abortion is clearly murder, and the American people feel that way. Polling says once an American sees, once somebody sees the actual abortion, partial birth abortion, and the dismemberment of a fully formed child, the answer is no in America. So there is no common ground to meet here, Becerra. It is murder, okay? And abortion is not health care. He is sent there to do California Medicare for all. Now, like Romney or not like Romney, Romney did say it's going broke. He is ready to do Medicare at all. When he starts talking buy-in, the president has a plan to buy in. This is a setup, HHS. Now, yesterday on your TV, all you watched, if you were watching and you had on Fox and you had on the other networks, was the January 6th insurrection. That got the best ratings. This didn't get the high ratings. Okay? And this is one of those when did that happen moments, right? So Becerra is set up, HHS, and then when he says buy-in revenue, let me say this. Medicare is in the red, and it is a fund balance. It has a fund. It's not in the general fund, okay? It's not in the general fund. It's in the red. The fund does not have enough money to pay for it. It's going broke, but what does he say? Revenue from the general fund. Do you know what revenue from the general fund means? Your general taxes. Yes. The money that goes into Medicaid is over here in the accounting slot. Then there's the general fund, and he wants to bring more money from the general fund. And the only way you get more money from the general fund is to print it or take it from you. Pay attention to that. Now, one more thing on this note, because it's like it's, sorry about this. Ooh. Hope I don't sneeze. I apologize if, hope that doesn't happen. Where's it at here? So this is the Becerra. I had him there. Go to number 21. It's like ESPN3. It's like finding some small, tennis match on ESPN3. They're going to hide this one on C-SPAN 3. Watch live on February 25th, tomorrow. Confirmation hearing for the Surgeon General nominee. Okay. And who else? Assistant Health Secretary. Assistant to who? HHS. Becerra. I just had him on the screen. California, liberal, ready to expand Medicare, and a transgender ready to take over your children so they can grow into being the next generation. HHS, this is the number 21, Assistant Health Secretary nominee, Rachel Levin. That's tomorrow, February 23rd at 10 a.m. Eastern Time on C-SPAN 3. Now, I want to tune in tomorrow on C-SPAN 3, find it somewhere where I can find and see what kind of questions are asked of Dr. Rachel Levin. So those are two committee, I know we're looking at different committees. Those are two right there that are hiding under the radar because it has the potential of a major takeover in this country. Now, hold on just a minute. Give me number 7. Pretty sure. Yes. Family Policy Alliance was removed. Censorship alert. Twitter banned at Focus Citizen from their platform. This was banned from Focus Citizen from the platform. The crime was a tweet which identified Assistant Health Secretary pick Rachel Levine as a biological male. If stating the facts gets you banned, none of us belong here. Wondering who are we next? Okay. And here is the tweet. It's in there. You can't read it. I will read it for you. The Daily Citizen tweeted out, and they got banned for this. On Tuesday, President-elect Joe Biden announced that he had chosen Dr. Rachel Levine to serve as Assistant Secretary of Health at the Department of HHS. Dr. Levine is a transgender woman that is a man who believes he is a woman. A man who believes he is a woman, they got banned. She will be Rachel or Richard Levine will be C-SPAN 3 tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Want to hear those tough questions. One more before we go to our next break. Give me number 8. BLM is raked in $90 million in donations last year. This radical terrorist organization, $90 million, radical terrorist organization, $90 million bucks they raked in. Where there's money, there's usually a problem. Let me see. I wanted to see, is there one more thing I wanted? And we'll talk about this. Give me number 10. The Buffalo School District. I want to bring this up in a minute when we come back. Number 10. Buffalo School District. Failure Factory. Buffalo School District tells students that all white people play a part in perpetrating systemic racism while presiding over miserable student outcomes. Is that what it says? Maybe. February 23rd, 2021. I'm your host, BKP. You're watching BKP Politics. When we come back, we want to get into SB 241, the bill. You want to pay attention to this nationally. And then we have a little bit from the insurrection hearing yesterday and some things that are coming up later today. Dr. Fauci, how come we haven't fired that guy? Take a break.